Well, what do you know? Foxy Brown is stepping up as the only woman set to testify in the Tupac case. With whispers swirling about Jay-Z and Diddy's involvement, this could be a game changer. Could Foxy Brown really be the one to bring them down? Foxy Brown has always been a significant player in the hip-hop world. She came onto the scene in the mid-90s. She quickly aligned herself with Rockefeller Records, where her chemistry with Jay-Z became legendary. She was a catch, and a lot of folks had a crush on Foxy when they were growing up. Dirk Nowitzki, the legendary NBA player, included.
Childhood crush.
Oh, shoot. Childhood crush. I mean, the 90s? I mean, was it Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yes, well, exactly.
Let me see what else.
Foxy's collaborations with Jay on tracks like Ain't No Nigga not only showcased her lyrical prowess, but also solidified her place among hip-hop's elite. As one of the few prominent girls to do it, Foxy broke barriers, navigating a male-dominated industry while maintaining her unique persona. Now, Foxy got a few cards up her sleeve when it comes to the events surrounding Tupac's tragic murder and Diddy's part in it all. Foxy was intertwined with many key players in the game, and she has seen the tensions that boiled over between East Coast and West Coast artists with her own eyes. Her close connections to Jay-Z and other influential figures is what naturally makes her the one who could unravel the complicated web of relationships and rivalries between Diddy and Pac, as well as the relationship between Jay-Z and Puffy. The prosecutors who locked up Keefe D just a few months back might be thinking the same thing. The prosecutors might be looking at Foxy for a potential testimony, as it might be a big opportunity in the Tupac investigation. She was there during crucial moments and has a unique view of the hip-hop world back then. They're hoping that her insights help clarify what was happening between Diddy and Tupac before the tragic events. Because of her connections to both Jay-Z and Diddy, her perspective could provide important details that could change the bigger picture here. The stakes are incredibly high. Foxy's testimony could either clear Jay-Z's name or pull him deeper into trouble. If she confirms any claims about Jay-Z being involved or knowing about the conflict, it could seriously harm his reputation and career. But if she says he had nothing to do with it, it could help him a lot and change the public's view. With so much on the line, everyone is waiting to see what she will reveal. In a world full of rumors and gossip, Foxy's words could either prove Jay-Z innocent or pull him into even more controversy. Although there is no direct connection between Foxy and Diddy, Foxy, as a prominent figure in the Rockefeller crew, probably had some knowledge on what the heck was going on, thanks to Jay-Z. If someone was to know what the hell Diddy was cooking, then it would be Jay, and through extension, Foxy. But at this point, there is almost no doubt whatsoever that Diddy had something to do with Pac's death. Even though he has always maintained his innocence in relation to Tupac's murder, he's now facing scrutiny as the investigation heats up. One of the biggest questions swirling around is, did he set a bounty on Pac's head? For years, rumors have circulated about Diddy's involvement, and if Foxy has the proof or the stories to back it up, it could change everything. Moreover, the recent developments in the investigation with Pac's family asking for his case to be reopened only adds fuel to the fire. If prosecutors can connect those dots, Diddy could face trial for more than SA and trafficking. You heard it right. Pac's family hired private investigators to take a closer look into Pac's case once more. They believe this is a good time to strike, given that Diddy is overwhelmed by the lawsuits and accusations stacked up against him. It's almost like there's a new lawsuit filed against him every single day. Keefe D, who by the way, is currently facing charges for Tupac's murder, even claimed back in 2009 that Diddy had put a $1 million bounty on Tupac's head. That's old news. But what's new here is that, on top of that, an investigator named Cheryl McCollum pointed out that Diddy has ties to the 1994 shooting of Tupac at Quad Studios in New York. It's a bit suspicious that Diddy and around 40 other people in the building came out unscathed during that incident. Keefe's been steady snitching on himself for decades. Keefe D said that Diddy was involved in orchestrating the hit on both Tupac and Suge Knight, mentioning that Diddy felt he needed to get rid of Suge. The motive behind all this? Allegedly, Diddy was upset about Tupac taunting him and was pretty intimidated by Suge Knight. Now, Diddy's case is not looking good at all. This guy is sinking faster than the Titanic. Diddy is currently locked up at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn after being indicted on serious charges, racketeering and transporting individuals for prostitution. He was arrested on September 16th and is now waiting for his trial. Given his status, Diddy tried to pay in order to wait for his eventual trial outside of jail. However, he was denied bail by a judge twice already. He's a flight risk and he's known for intimidation. So yeah, they don't want to risk him intimidating some of the potential witnesses. While Diddy is known for living the high life, life behind bars for one of the biggest names in hip-hop isn't glamorous at all. Timothy Smith, someone who spent time in a U.S. federal prison, shared that Diddy's prison conditions are pretty grim. According to him, no amount of wealth or fame will get Diddy any special treatment there. In the federal system, privileges are very limited. Diddy won't be enjoying any extra perks just because he's rich. He can get a few basics from the commissary like a tracksuit and sneakers, but that's pretty much it. If inmates try to hoard supplies, they can lose everything during raids. Life inside the prison is tough, with guards often using isolation as a way to control inmates. Diddy is in the management unit, which means he doesn't have access to other prisoners. Contrary to what many might think, he won't have luxuries like TVs or radios, just a Bible and one book per week. Communication with the outside world is also limited. Diddy will only have 300 minutes on the phone each month, meaning if he talks for 30 minutes a day, he'll run out of minutes after 10 days and be left without any phone time for the rest of the month. Negotiating for better treatment is out of the question. Even if he were in the general population, he wouldn't have access to his own cell or a TV. Smith pointed out that there are usually only a few TVs available for 100 inmates, and they're often divided by race. Overall, things don't look good for Diddy. He won't be watching any TV, and his next trip on a plane could very well be with 200 other prisoners. If convicted, he could be facing a long sentence, especially since federal indictments come with a strong case already built against someone. Now, coming back to Foxy, she actually caught wind of the rumors that are circling online. Unlike a lot of celebs who don't pay attention to what is going on online, or at least don't comment on it, Foxy gave us her 2 cents on the entire situation. As soon as Foxy saw that people have been talking about her connection with Jay-Z, she went on to say, "Stop playing with my name, dying for a comment. Can't spin with me with the sucker shit to take Hav down. Better ask about the cloth I'm cut from." Now you might be asking, wait, why is she talking about people ratting out Jay-Z? Well, you see, Jay-Z has been awfully quiet ever since Diddy got himself in deep trouble. Given their close relationship, that seems somewhat odd, doesn't it? I mean, they went from celebrating birthday parties together as 2 black billionaires to mute in like 2 seconds. What's up, Hav?
Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately: Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through.
Jay-Z and Diddy have had a close friendship and collaboration in the music scene for years. They're part of a select group who can call Diddy by his first name, Sean, showing just how tight they are. As for how the public is reacting, there's been some criticism. Dame Dash, Jay-Z's former business partner, has openly questioned why Jay-Z hasn't said anything, hinting that his silence could look bad for hip-hop culture. People are also starting to look closely at what this silence from major figures like Jay-Z means for the music industry as a whole.
To be honest, I really hope, like, the things that they're saying are like, they're terrible. Like, I'd be like, yo, it's hard for me to even think that any of those things can be true. I don't want them to be true. Like, you know, they saying they're gonna pick him up next year. I don't want to see that man go to jail. As much as he's been to me, you know, unfair toward, or not unfair, the way he be fucking with my money. I want to hope that that's the worst that he's been doing. I would never want to hear like Jay at a freak-off party. Like, that's crazy.
There are a few reasons why Jay-Z might be keeping quiet. He could be trying to avoid any legal issues connected to ongoing investigations. Plus, he might be worried about how being linked to the whole Diddy situation could impact his reputation and business. This has led to more eyes on other high-profile people in the entertainment world who are connected to Diddy. All these developments are shining a light on the power structures and relationships within hip-hop and the music industry. It's also sparking discussions about accountability and what industry insiders really knew about any alleged misconduct. As we wrap up this deep dive into the intricate web of connections between Foxy Brown, Jay-Z, Diddy, and Tupac, it's clear that the shadows of the past continue to loom large over the present. Foxy's upcoming revelations have the potential to shake up everything we thought we knew, especially given her history with both Jay-Z and Diddy during a time of intense rivalry and violence in hip-hop. While Jay-Z remains silent, perhaps playing it safe to avoid legal troubles or reputational damage, the question looms, what does he know? And what about Diddy, whose alleged connections to Tupac's murder are becoming harder to ignore? With Tupac's family actively seeking answers and Foxy poised to share her story, this saga is far from over. Each player's actions and decisions are linked in a narrative that could reshape the legacy of hip-hop. As we move forward, one thing is certain. Every revelation has the power to bring us closer to the truth about these legendary figures and the dramatic events that defined an era. So, what are your thoughts? Could Foxy's testimony be the key to unlocking these long-buried secrets? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. And if you want to stay updated on this unfolding story, be sure to check out our next video.